Good luck finding it later. Anyways. Proving if lines are parallel, okay? And this is the Polygons version. How do you prove whether or not lines are parallel? You show, right? You got to show that one of the following is true. I don't know why I'm writing down words like this, but they're the four here. So you gotta either show the corresponding angles are congruent. You gotta show that alternate interior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. CIA angles are what? That's different about CIAs. 180, right? Don't forget that. So that's basically, nothing changes. Nothing changes. However, I'm going to focus in on this one here. That's the one that I use most common when it comes to polygons. Okay, when it comes to polygons. So I focus on that and also use inscribed polygons. We started this last week, right? I'm gonna, if time allows, I'll do one more today, but I'll see. Maybe I'll have to leave it for tomorrow. But obviously, we're dealing with diagonals, right? And things that are going across the shape, not through the center. It's just going from corner to corner. That's a diagonal. I think I used green when I did those, right? And so we're gonna focus in on these two lines here. Okay. And so we're going to attempt to show that AB is parallel to CD. So this question is actually saying just show it. Like it is, they are parallel, but show that they are. Okay. And what connects them? Right? It's actually one of the, like the side, you can use this transversal or you could use this transversal here. Okay. This is a diagonal here. This is a transversal right there. And I don't know if you see, but the CIAs would be this one here. If I could find out that angle right there and find this one right here, then I could figure out whether or not they add up to 180, and then I'm in business, right? I can definitely tell that these two lines are going to be parallel. So what angle is this right here? What do we call this one here? Interior angle of the pentagon, right? This one right here. So if you want to introduce a variable x in there, you can call it angles A, C, D if you want, right? But I'm going to use angle x is going to be found by going n minus 2 times 180. So you just have to be creative. You may introduce variables. I don't think CIA is not the only way to show this, folks, but it is in my opinion, the quickest way to do it. Divided by n, right? So we're going to go 5 minus 2, 180 over 5. Angle x is 3 times 180 over 5. And I think by now we probably know that that's 108 degrees, right? If it's a decimal, it's a decimal, then you just stick with that. Let me just move this up just a tad here. Okay, so that's good. We know that that's 108. If you want to use a red pen or something, I like to always add what I have figured out at a different color because it wasn't there. Boom, you found that. Okay. Now let's call this y. How do we find y? Inscribed. What shape do we have here? It's a trapezoid, remember? So angle Y is going to be found by using, what is the sum of interior angles of a trapezoid? You have that on your study sheet, right? 360 minus 2 interior angles. Make sure you do this, put brackets around it, because some of you were not putting that in brackets, so you got the wrong answer. And this is divided by 2. Okay. So this would be 360 minus 2 times 108. And maybe I'll use square brackets right now because there's too many brackets there. Divided by 2. And I'm on the wrong page here. That would be 72 degrees. 72. Important, right? So 1 mark, 1 mark. What do we know? This definitely adds up to 180, right? I'll just say, I'll make my final statement here. I know that AB is parallel to CD because consecutive interior angles are supplementary. That's the fancy word of saying they add up to 180. Sorry, I'm a little off, I know that. Right? They have a sum of 180 degrees. And you just do a little check here. X plus Y is going to be 108 plus 72, which is going to be 180 degrees. It's like your final. I don't really care how you do this as long as you clearly convey the message. You could have done that inside the shape, like have like a little indicator. You're like, these are consecutive interior angles, and just show that they add up to 180. That would be very important in this case. But this is your concluding statement. So nothing new here. How we found 108 is not new. How we found the other angle here, not new. Okay? It's maybe just mixing up parallel lines with polygons is what is new. Okay. All right. One thing I need to warn you about. Let's go to the bottom one here. I'll let you try this right away, but I will warn you about something before you start. In this particular case, it's asking if AB is parallel to CD, right? So this is my transversal that I want to use in this case. I kind of set it up for you. What would you use in this case? What would C and B, what are those two angles in this particular case? Alternate interior, yes. I'm pretty sure B is not going to be a problem because you can tell that this is a trapezoid here, correct? You find B, no problem. I never ask you to find the interior angle of this big polygon. That's on you. That's a must to get you started. Sometimes I ask for it explicitly, sometimes I don't. C, however, C, do you notice that it's in between two diagonals like that? So don't be going like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Oh, this is a pentagon. Or what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a four-sided shape. Don't use that here when you have two diagonals. You have to focus in on this triangle up here, right? Find A. If this is B here, what is this? Also B, yes. So how will you find angle C, this wedge here? You'll take that entire interior angle at this corner, subtract A, subtract B, then you find C. So C is going to be a little bit more work. I know that, okay? You're going to have to do a bit more work to figure that out. I'll let you struggle with it a little bit. Just one thing at a time, figure out angles. You may write them in here as you work, and then make your concluding statement afterwards, okay? And there are more on page 48 if you want more practice. So I will end, I'm not quite done, but I will just say page 47 to 48, you got to be prepared for one of these on the test, okay? One where there's a inscribed polygon and I'm asking you whether or not lines are parallel, okay? So write this down, 47 to 48. And we'll see where it goes from here. I'll post the answer key so you can try right away. Okay. So just take a moment. So let's do this one on page 47 here. So you count right outside first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. N is equal to 7. Okay. You should start with the interior angle. I don't know. I'm going to do that here. So it'll be 7 minus 2 times 180 over 7. You get, I'm going to fast forward to this, 128.57, correct? So all of these are 128.57 at every single corner of that seven-sided, right, heptagon. So that's important. That would most definitely be worth a mark if you were to write this on an AC. And then let's try to focus on angle A. Angle A is 180 minus the interior angle, and that gets divided by 2. So angle A gives you 2572 if you do that right. Okay, so that's this angle right here. I like color, so I'm just gonna, that's this one right here. Okay. Angle B, which is here, but it's also there, right? They're the same measure. We can call it the same. So that's a trapezoid. That'd be 360 minus 2 interior angles divided by 2. Angle B, if you do that right, so you just got to be careful. Do the top first, then divide. You get 5143. And I'm going to give that a different color. That's this one here, but it's also this one here. Okay. And then angle C is the interior angle, which is 128.57 minus angle A minus angle C. I think it's good to tell yourself, like, what did I do here? So I'm taking away this, man, it's sluggish, right? This one and this one to get C from the interior angle. Angle C ends up being 5143. Sorry, this is wrong, right? This is supposed to be angle B, my bad. A and B is taken away to get C. So angle C is 5142. Very, like, almost the same as the other one. I need a color there. Okay, and so B and C are alternate interior. And I know there's a rounding issue. That's, if you were to use all decimals, they would be the same. So when it's like this, we're just gonna ignore it. We're gonna say they are the same for all intents and purposes, okay? So angles B and C are congruent and are alternate interior angles. So that's very important that you have the name and what is true about them. Therefore, AB is parallel to CD. I actually like, some of you write it all out, like you write like a little statement. That's perfect, okay? Perfect. So 47 to 48 is still game. I would say all of that. If we go back in time, if you want some inscribed, I think today you've heard enough. Inscribed polys, I'm going to just show you here. 45, 46, right? 45 and 46. If you did that already, good for you, but you need to practice that. Some of you showed signs of not being sure what to do when it came to the quiz. So you have to practice that. Maybe you have to watch the lesson. So I'm going to just say 45 to 46. And so if you want to work on that today, if you've done all of that already, I doubt it, you can go 51 and on, 51 and beyond. Everything after this point is like review, but from different angles. It's all about angles. Right? So doing well on your test. So if you just want to review, page 51 plus. And I will try to post the keys to all of that already if you want to get going. If you don't want to wait, you don't want to wait till the test to figure out how you're doing, right? Or to review. All right.